What up, Dokkanners? Part 2 has given us a lot already in the first day with the challenge events, with the Vegito Blue. A lot of people have been actually freaking out about the Vegito Blue, but I want to talk about the Trunks talk. Everyone has been talking about this Trunks, and a lot of people are now led to believe that the Carnival LR, at least one of them, is going to be a Spirit Sword Trunks, which for the entirety of the celebration, that's always been a possibility because Trunks is the focal point of the celebration. It's all about Trunks and all of the events that he's witnessed. So whether or not Trunks is directly involved, it still has to do with Trunks. Now, what you're looking at here is a shot of this promotional movie, which, by the way, I cannot play because I got my video claimed by playing this on my previous video, so I'm just gonna have to cycle through. But I just want to point out that after this Fusion Zamasu thing happens, after everybody gets bodied and all hope seems to be lost, which actually works in perfectly with the timing of it, it's after Vegito fuses. Vegito fights Fusion Zamasu, the fusion runs out, and then Vegito is basically rendered useless. Nobody's left to protect them, which means it's up to Trunks. And this is exactly what happens. Trunks then steps in and protects Goku Vegeta with his new found powers, and it all stems from this. So Trunks is looking at the hilt of his blade right now, and then he has a flashback to all of these various moments in his life. When he beats Cell, Back to the Future. When he's witnessing Gohan, actually, he wasn't exactly awake for this, but whatever. Gohan beating Perfect Cell. Then you see Trunks beating Mecha Frieza. You see Gohan in the future beating the androids. Trunks was there for that, obviously. All the various moments from Trunks' life you are seeing, and then it flashes back to his sword. So basically what this is showing is that he's looking at his sword, ready to take that next step while he's thinking about his life up until this point. It's a very, it's a pretty poetic moment, which also really leads a lot of people to believe his time has come, right? This is the come to moment. This is the come to that heroic moment where Trunks steps in. So now the leading theory is Trunks is going to be the Carnival LR. I mean, he always had that, but there's also even more to suggest this theory. So aside from this, let's go over a few other things that we need to talk about here. Starting with this is not really anything we need to talk about, but I will say I did post this like a week ago. Yeah, about a week ago. This is my new prediction for part 2. I said that it's going to be Goku Black Rose and Trunks, or Goku Black Rose and the androids. I think this is probably looking less and less likely with this, but again, nothing is confirmed. We have no concrete information. All that we have is speculation, but I just think based on this, the way that they've done this, something has to be coming, right? Something has to be. It's a promotional video. They are trying to promote something coming up. But let's go through this. So the challenge event that we just got in part 2 gave us 3 new stages. Phase 1 on this stage 5 is against Goku Vegeta Blue. Stage 6 is against Fusion Zamasu. Stage 7 is against Vegito Blue. Spoiler alert, these stages are actually pretty tough, especially this one. So good luck. But the unique title that comes from this is not yet in the game. This is only going to be obtainable in part 3. This is further corroborated by Proton telling me that it is not in the data files, which means I think we're going to be getting a couple more stages on this event. And based on what I said, Vegito Blue, Fusion Zamasu, Goku Vegeta Blue, we don't see Corrupted Fusion Zamasu and we don't see Sword of Hope Trunks, which means I think during part 3, we will get at least 2 more stages for this event before it's all said and done. Maybe we end on stage 9, maybe we end on stage 10, but only after you complete all of that will you actually get this. Now, looking at this image, you see in the unique title that there are 2 interesting looking blades, interesting weapons. You've got the Goku Black Rose blade here, or this could be the Fusion Zamasu blade. And the reason why you could think either one is because of the fact that while Rose's blade is maybe more famous, he did have, or Fusion Zamasu did have a blade that he used against the Trunks. And this, you can see the broken hilt based on that other video. You can see that here along with the yellow energy, which is signifying the Sword of Hope. So could this potentially be sort of symbolism for the new units that are coming up? Potentially. So right now we're seeing a common denominator with this Trunks blade in multiple ways, which is why a lot of people are really thinking Spirit Sword Trunks. And again, it's his celebration, so why wouldn't it be? Now, on top of that, there's actually even more that people are looking at, and that comes from Line. So if you guys are not aware, Line is a social media, not social media, more like a texting app in Japan. And you might have heard about it recently because they are really heavily pushing this on the JP Dokkan side. They will eventually be pushing this on global as well. But in this Line app, they have also been doing some viral marketing, not viral, but some marketing. And Proton came across this. So what this translates to is Coming soon, Twin Legend Advent Festival, which is loosely translating to a dual Dokkan or dual festival. Can't necessarily say anything more than that. A mysterious code from the future. Enter the words in the red frame to reveal the hints of the Super Warrior. So hints of the Super Warrior, is this hints regarding a new unit coming up, perhaps? We've got HERO, hero, COURAG, courage. Then we've got PEACE, peace, and revenge, REVENGE. So HOPE spells hope. This is a hint for a Super Warrior. Why? I don't know. After that, they even dropped this. The hint is the word. Details of the character will be announced in the Whole Earth Dokkan Battle news video scheduled for distribution at 1900 on August or September 12th. And then they showed this screenshot of Hope. So again, more Trunks stuff, right? More Trunks clues. We've got a Trunks clue here, we've got a Trunks clue here, and now we've got a Trunks clue here. So that's even more reason for why people are thinking that Trunks is going to be the Carnival LR. Now, originally, I didn't want to talk about this next point because it ultimately didn't amount to much, but now that we have all of this added context, I feel like it is worth mentioning this. So our very own D. Simons was talking about how in the new STR Super Saiyan Rage Trunks, there is apparently a new asset or something that we haven't really seen before in terms of the Trunks unit. Now, these assets were originally, the basis for this argument was that with new assets means a new LR is potentially coming, something new is coming, but we very quickly squashed that because assets are brought in all the time for various purposes, and Proton basically said that this doesn't necessarily confirm anything, but it also doesn't deconfirm anything. And so he went on to discuss this with D. Simons at length, and this was basically around this little shot right here. He might very well be coming, and I hope he is, but Trunks didn't get idle battle assets in the past 3 data downloads, and that one in particular is from that card Super Attack. Here, have his face. So there's been some discussion regarding some of new Trunkses and their various assets. So if this, you know, again, take this with a huge grain of salt. This is just all of these different clues that we're seeing in different places are all culminating into a very, very strong hunch that Trunks is coming up, but nothing is confirmed. But I just wanted to talk about this in further detail because a lot of you guys were mentioning this on my live stream, and at the time I was kind of busy cranking out like 7 videos, so I really didn't have much time to take a look at this, you know, really just deep dive into it and see what all of the clues were. But I think now with this, you can't not have Trunks. If they don't do Trunks after this, that would be a humongous misstep. I don't care how good the unit ends up being. I don't care if we end up getting, like, let's just say, for example, in another timeline, this actually happens. Goku, Black Rose, and the androids. No Trunks summonable after all of this, and this, and this, and then all of the discussion around the dude's face. That would be absolutely criminal. That would be a humongous mistake by Dokkan. So I think at this point, we can all pretty much say with some certainty that Trunks is coming up. The real question is going to be, what type is he going to be? How broken is he going to be? And who is going to be opposite him on the other Carnival banner? Or are we potentially going to be seeing dual Dokkan Festival? I'm just going to throw that out there. I think it's going to be double Carnival, but never apply logic to Dokkan. These guys are insane. They are unpredictable. Who knows? What if they suddenly decided, you know what, forget Carnival. We're just going to throw another dual Dokkan Festival. How would you feel to that? And one of them being the Trunks. That's it. Video over. I will talk about something else very important in a separate video. I don't want to make this drag on too long. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like down below. Leave in the comments your thoughts about all of these different clues leading to a Trunks conclusion. Do you think this makes the most sense? Do you think that Trunks should be the Carnival LR in part 2? Do you think it should be Z Trunks or Super Trunks or perhaps both? Do you think it will be dual Dokkan Festival, dual Carnival? What are your thoughts overall? Let me know. Has anything changed with all this information surfacing? Let me know in the comments down below. Also, be sure to subscribe for more Dokkan content in the future and click the notification bell so that you'll at least know you're going to see more of my stuff. Do it. Thanks again. Stay tuned and remember to Dokkan responsibly.